Hello. Today is the second Sunday of Advent, but it is day 6 for our Advent countdown. And so today, Minnie is back and she got new shoes. She got some cute little wedges. They have little itty bitty platforms. So if we can ever get a top for her, it'll look really great with that little blue circle skirt she got the other day. But anyway, at least she's glad she got some cute little shoes with some ankle bows. I thought those were cute. And we are going to see what today's story is. So we have to come to our Advent calendar, and day 6 is the Christmas feast. Let's see what our story says today. Princess Tiana and Prince Naveen were celebrating their first Christmas together. Tiana had invited their family and friends to her restaurant for a Christmas Eve feast. We do a big dinner at my house on Christmas Eve too. She wanted Naveen to share in the tradition she knew and loved. "We might need to buy more ornaments," Tiana said. "As long as they're fit for a princess," Naveen replied. That week he had helped Tiana decorate her restaurant, make centerpieces, and put up a tree. But there was still more work to be done. So here they are decorating. See, there's Tiana and Naveen, and they're using a classic New Orleans theme of gold and purple. Tiana needed to buy ingredients for Christmas Eve dinner, so she and Naveen headed to the market. "I can't wait to taste the feast you're going to make," Naveen said. "With my help, of course." "Well, we need quite a few things," Tiana said. "Let's see. First, we need to get the vegetables." Tiana carefully looked through all the produce at the vegetable stall. She wanted to make sure she had all the finest ingredients for their Christmas feast. So here they are going to the market, and there they are looking through all of the fruits and vegetables. Next, they went to the butcher shop. Then they finally stopped for some eggs and cheese. Finally, all Tiana needed was some powdered sugar for her famous beignets. You ever had a beignet? It's kind of like a donut, and it's covered in powdered sugar, so they're very good. And when I was married into a New York Italian family, we called them zuppelis, so I'm a big fan of those. "I think we'll have to make another trip," said Naveen, as he struggled with a tower of parcels. "How many people are we cooking for?" "My mother, Charlotte, Big Daddy, your parents, and our friends from the town and the bayou. We'll be serving everyone who wants to join us," Tiana said happily. "After all, the more, the merrier." I think they got a lot of stuff. I think Naveen's going to fall over here. Tiana spent the next few days cooking and baking with Naveen by her side. "For someone who didn't know how to chop a mushroom, you've become quite an expert," Tiana told Naveen. "You taught me everything I know," Naveen reminded her. When darkness fell on Christmas Eve, all the food for the banquet was finally ready. "Before our guests arrive, I have a surprise for you," Tiana announced, handing Naveen his coat. "Where are we going?" he asked. "You'll find out soon enough," Tiana answered mysteriously. "Just a hint?" Naveen pleaded, but Tiana simply smiled silently. And there they are cooking, and now they're going to find out what the surprise is. Tiana walked Naveen to the riverside, and together they paddled the canoe into the bayou. As they turned a corner, Naveen's surprise came into view. There was a huge bonfire burning along the river. "The fires are for Papa Noel," Tiana explained. "So he can find his way in the sky?" asked Naveen. Tiana laughed. "Papa Noel doesn't use a sleigh. He travels in a pirogue. That's a flat-bottomed canoe pulled by alligators." Fog rolled in, and Tiana and Naveen paddled toward home. The folks along the river pointed excitedly at the couple's canoe. Through the mist, all they could see was the couple's red blanket. "Look, it's him!" the river folk shouted. They thought Tiana and Naveen's canoe belonged to Papa Noel. All around them, people jumped into their boats, hoping to catch a glimpse of the mysterious visitor. So in the fog, it's kind of hard to make out what it is. Then the bayou folk padded out to the fog. They found Tiana and Naveen standing on the dock. "Have you seen Papa Noel?" someone asked. We haven't, but since you're in town, would you like to join us for dinner? There's plenty to share. Thank you, said one of the travelers. I guess we don't mind if we do. By the time Tiana and Naveen reached Tiana's palace, guests were starting to arrive. So there's all the people out on the dock, and they're going to get to come to the big dinner, and here's her restaurant. Tiana greeted Naveen's parents and her mother Eudora. She welcomed her best friend Charlotte and her friend's father, Daddy LaBouffe. Then Tiana looked up and saw an elderly man in a red suit with the other guests. She was curious, but she had to finish cooking and put on her party dress. There's Charlotte, and there's Papa LaBouffe, and there's Tiana's mother, and everybody's kind of mingling, but we're getting the view from the kitchen where Tiana is still doing her work. In the dining room, Tiana's alligator friend Louie handed out parcels of sugared fruits and sweets. Each box was wrapped with shiny purple paper and topped with a beautiful golden bow. One woman was especially excited to see Louie. It's one of Papa Noel's alligators, the woman said. Louie gave her a wide, toothy smile. It was nice that none of the guests were afraid of him. Look at him, handing out pretty little packages and presents. Soon Tiana and Naveen brought out the food. Dinner is served, Tiana announced. Everyone cheered when they saw the table full of food. There were pots of Tiana's delicious gumbo, turkey with chestnuts, roasted ham, grits, yams, vegetables, and soufflés. The guests heaped their plates high with food and dug in. Tiana smiled. There was nothing she liked better than friends enjoying her cooking. Some of the guests ate second, third, and even fourth helpings. That's a lot of food. Everybody's eating. After everyone had eaten, Naveen and Louie played jazz versions of their favorite Christmas carols. Tiana invited her guests to dance. As the band finished another song, Tiana realized she had forgotten to serve dessert. Quickly, she ran into the kitchen and filled the cart full of lots of delicious puddings. The cart was so full that Tiana could barely open the kitchen door. Let me help you with that, my dear, said the white-bearded gentleman. He helped Tiana push the cart into the dining room. As Tiana ducked back into the kitchen, she realized the man looked just like Papa Noel. Tiana hurried back into the dining room, but the man had vanished. Here they are playing the jazz Christmas music, and here is the man in the red coat helping her. Just then, Naveen walked up to Tiana. This is wonderful, he beamed. Tiana grinned, then spotted the man in the red suit. Do you think that's Papa Noel? She asked. Before Tiana could investigate, Naveen pulled her onto the dance floor. Stranger things have happened, he said. Tiana was delighted that Naveen's first New Orleans Christmas was going so well. For her, that was magic enough. It's a nice little story. So this is another story about choosing to make sure that other people have food and other people are having a good time. We call that hospitality, and that too is a ministry. And people who practice hospitality are showing God's love, because when baby Jesus was born in a stable, there wasn't a lot of hospitality for him and his parents. They were stuck in a less than ideal place, and they didn't have anyone to show them that kind of love and care. And so we at Christmas time make sure that we show people that. That's why you'll find food kitchens and soup kitchens and food delivery services. That's why at my church we have Grace Grocery, where people can get food, because that's one of the most basic forms of hospitality. And it's really important that we focus on other people feeling our love and our care by being a good host to them during this time of year. And so I hope that you will look for opportunities where you can show someone how nice a host you can be. And that during Christmas, when you have the opportunity to sit down, whether it's on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and enjoy a meal with someone else, that you will take the time to think about them first. And if everybody thought about everybody else first, think of how many people would be taking care of one another, and just how wonderful our time together would be. And so even if you are alone on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, know that God is with you, and that when you choose to take a phone call or do a video chat and say hello, that God connects you in really powerful ways. God is really good at making sure that we can stay connected even though we feel so far apart right now. So I hope you have a wonderful Sunday, and I look forward to tomorrow's reading with you. Bye, guys.